Hello, good day. I am Jun Iron Biobrique, and today we will going to criticize my favorite movie, and that's movie entitled Me Before You, directed by Thea Sharak. And so the type of criticism that we will going to use is reader response, psychoanalysis, archetype, mimetic, and Marxism. So let's go! So for summarizations, Me Before You is a story of a young and quirky lady named Louisa Lou Clark who moves from one job to the next to help her family make ends meet. Her cheerful attitude is put to the test when she becomes a caregiver for Will Traynor, a wealthy young banker left paralyzed from an accident 2 years later. Will's cynical outlook starts to change when Louisa shows him that life is worth living. As their bond deepens, their lives and hearts change in ways neither one could have imagined. But Will doesn't change his mind. On the night of Will's flight to Switzerland, Louisa visits him one last time. They agree that the past 6 months have been the best in their lives. He dies shortly after in the clinic, and it is revealed that he left Louisa a considerable inheritance meant to continue her educations and to fully experience life. The novel ends with Louisa at a cafe in Paris reading Will's last words to her in a letter that tell her to live well. It was a tragic story, so it is a tragic love story. It is also grossly hilarious. The ability for Lou and Will to make light of their situations allow them asserts the truth of their experience, and that's what makes the film so heartbreaking. So these are seemingly real people with real problems and real feelings. Personally, I was amazed on how Lou carried the heaviness of being a caretaker of a paralyzed man who lost hope in life. Even though she's been shown inappropriate attitude by Will, she still has her patience and choose to understand Will's situations and unfold the reasons behind of his misfortune. So, and this how kindness plays a vital role in everyday life. The fact that it is a simple act that can save 1,000 lives and could be the reason to hold on and not give up. This movie taught me to be kind as much as possible, no matter how the situation teases us. We should never judge a person depends on how they act because every actions come from deepest reasons and that we should care about. When we notice how Will act in the movie seems unnatural, maybe because it is the result of his bad experience in the past. He wouldn't act like that if there's nothing wrong he felt in his heart. How he responds in his surroundings shows clear representations that he's not okay. He badly needs help and he wanted a companion who will make his life worth living for. But eaten by negative thinking and determinations, he chooses to hide it. He pretends to be strong who don't need emotional help from everyone. So seems like all his problems and health difficulties collide, so he chooses to make a decision to end his life in limited man duration so that he wouldn't suffer and to lessen the burden he brought to people surrounds him. This movie is such a heartwarming story that even though it ends in a painful way, yet it still brings a huge lesson to the life of people who could read or watch it. So the flow of movie was vague, and it has a resemblance to the story featured in Magpakilanman, in where a woman continuously showed bad attitude by the man, yet it didn't hinder her to be kind and to spread kindness, which give light to the mind of man that end up falling in love with each other. So, the story show how the status in life varies. The woman named Lou is a simple woman who's willing to do everything to provide the needs of her family. And the man named Will is a billionaire man who got paralyzed through the accident happened. So when we notice how Will treated Lou, it's very inappropriate even though Lou was kind to him. These practices has a huge similarities to what happened in our society today. People who obtain so much in life are the ones who show evil habits to those people who has greatest downfall. And people who have nothing are the ones who willing to give and show kindness even in a simplest way. Indeed, human being has their own status and it varies upon them. When we look at the midst of the story, we could notice how Will, one of the protagonists of the story, show harsh approach towards Lou. So this could be depict the cycle of human life depends of their status. Um, People in a higher class tend to belittle people who was working with them, or let's say the lower class. They are unconcerned to the impact of their behavior towards those people who's just working for them, striving their best for their family. They forget to show kindness that even though a simple mistake will be a big deal and scolding them beyond the limit, thinking they are just a kind of object that doesn't have feelings. Thus, that's how people in society act due to the different status they have in. So, the lesson learned is that although sometimes life throws unexpected events, days, or even people in your life, it can turn out to be good for you and to never miss an opportunity. One of the biggest takeaways from Louisa is to be kind no matter what happens. And that is what the story all about. That is what the criticism is all about.